It was a dark and stormy night, the kind of night where the wind howled through the trees and the sky was illuminated by flashes of lightning. Rain lashed against the windows, creating a rhythmic yet eerie sound that echoed through the house. Inside, 4 friends huddled around a flickering candle, their faces illuminated by its dim, wavering light.
"Who dares to spend the night at Blackwood Manor?" Josh's voice cut through the silence, challenging and daring.
Josh asked, his voice a mocking whisper, as if he didn't believe anyone would take him up on it. The old mansion was said to be haunted, a place where no one dared to venture after dark. Everyone in town knew the stories, the legends that had been passed down through generations. No one dared to go near it, especially at night when the shadows seemed to come alive.
"I dare," Sarah said, her voice cutting through the tension.
Sarah said, her eyes wide with a mix of fear and determination. She tried to sound brave, but her voice shook, betraying her true feelings. The others stared at her, their expressions a mix of surprise and concern. Mike shifted uncomfortably in his seat. Emily bit her lip, her eyes darting around the room. Could they really do this? The question hung in the air, unspoken but felt by all. The old iron gates creaked open. The friends stood at the beginning of a long, overgrown driveway. Blackwood Manor loomed above them. The wind howled through the trees. The branches clawed at the sky like skeletal fingers. The air grew cold. Inside, the mansion was dark and silent. Dust lay thick on the furniture. Cobwebs hung from every corner. An overwhelming sense of sadness pressed down on them. It felt like someone was watching. The friends set up their cameras, their excitement mingling with a sense of foreboding. They had heard the stories about Blackwood Manor, tales of ghostly apparitions and eerie sounds that haunted the old mansion. Determined to capture any paranormal activity, they meticulously positioned their equipment, ensuring every corner was covered. They wanted to document their adventure, maybe even capture some real ghost activity. The thrill of the unknown drove them, each one secretly hoping to be the first to spot something supernatural. The air was thick with anticipation as they switched on their cameras, the red recording lights piercing the darkness. They explored the dusty rooms, their footsteps echoing in the silence. Cobwebs hung from the ceiling and the air was musty with age. Every creak of the floorboards made their hearts race, but they pressed on, driven by curiosity and a sense of adventure. Each room held shadows that seemed to move. Whispers seemed to come from the walls, sending shivers down their spines. The friends exchanged nervous glances, wondering if their minds were playing tricks on them or if they were truly not alone.
"Did you hear that?" A faint, almost imperceptible sound had caught their attention. It was as if the house itself was alive, breathing and whispering secrets from its past.
As the night deepened, the noises started. The wind howled outside, rattling the old windows, and the house seemed to groan under the weight of its history. The friends felt a growing sense of unease, their earlier excitement giving way to fear. A door slammed shut. Footsteps echoed in the hallway, though no one was there. The friends' nerves were on edge, every sound amplified in the stillness of the night. The friends huddled together, their faces pale. They could feel the presence of something unseen, something that watched them from the shadows. Their breaths came in short, fearful gasps as they tried to make sense of the inexplicable events.
"This place is seriously creepy." The words hung in the air, a stark reminder of the reality they were facing. The mansion's eerie atmosphere was getting to them, and they began to question their decision to stay.
"I don't think we should stay here." The fear in their voice was unmistakable, and it resonated with the others. Doubt crept in, and the idea of spending the night in the haunted mansion seemed increasingly unwise.
The tension in the air was palpable. Every creak, every whisper seemed to grow louder, feeding their anxiety. The friends were on high alert, their senses heightened by the oppressive atmosphere of Blackwood Manor. They had only just begun their night at Blackwood Manor, and already fear was taking hold. The mansion's dark history seemed to come alive around them, and they realized that this would be a night they would never forget. Section 4. The basement footage. The next morning, they gathered around the laptop, their faces illuminated by the screen's glow. The anticipation was palpable as they prepared to review the footage from the previous night. They were eager to review the night's footage, hoping to find answers to the strange occurrences they had experienced. Each person leaned in closer, their eyes wide with curiosity and a hint of fear. What had the cameras captured while they slept? The screen flickered to life, showing the grainy black and white images from the basement camera. The tension in the room was thick as they watched intently. The footage from the basement camera was the most disturbing. Shadows danced across the walls, and an eerie silence seemed to emanate from the screen. It was as if the basement itself was alive with unseen energy. A white mist seemed to swirl in the center of the room, moving with a life of its own. It twisted and turned, forming shapes that were almost recognizable before dissipating into the darkness. A child's laughter echoed through the darkness, sending chills down their spines. Then a figure appeared, barely visible through the mist. It was a shadowy silhouette, its features obscured but its presence undeniable. The friends watched in horror, their expressions frozen in a mix of fear and disbelief. They had never seen anything like this before, and the reality of the situation was beginning to sink in. They had been so focused on the sounds upstairs they hadn't noticed the activity in the basement. Now they realized that something far more sinister had been happening right beneath their feet. Who or what had their cameras captured? The question lingered in the air, unanswered and unsettling. The footage had revealed a glimpse into a world they were not prepared to face. Fear turned to terror. The friends wanted to leave, now. But when they reached the front door, they found it bolted shut. They were trapped. Panic set in. The house seemed to press in on them.
The temperature, it's dropping so fast, I can barely breathe.
The air grew heavy, making it difficult to breathe.
Something is angry we're here. Something evil.
Their only hope was to uncover the secrets of Blackwood Manor before it consumed them.